Hi, and welcome to class. Welcome to your strength and mobility flow. In today's class, we're going to explore different visuals of your room and your mat. We're going to start off on one side and then we might end up on the other. And we're going to build a lot of strength and capability along the way and also help you open up with a lot of mobility and new territory in your body. So to begin, take a moment, come back, recenter. Whenever you choose to take this class, maybe it might be the first thing in the morning, afternoon, evening, or maybe if you have some leftover energy at night. It doesn't matter. Whenever you show up, give your full capability, give yourself to the practice, and let everything else go. Let everything else disappear from your day. Take these moments for you. Take a few breaths to come back. You can add a bit of movement, or you can be still. That's your choice today. Knowing that there are going to be some elements in the practice which are going to challenge you, push you to your limits, and then other elements in the practice which are going to balance things out and help you find a bit of opening within your being. So breathing into that idea, breathing into that space. Move your shoulders around, maybe move your hands over your knees and bring them back. And if that feels good within your being and you're ready to get started, find your hands and knees onto the ground. Waking up your hands, waking up your shoulders. Roll your chest around, be animalistic. Roll the spine, find barrel rolls, or anything that is calling out to you today, anything that's of interest. Move left, wiggle right, maybe take one foot towards the back of the mat and then the posing hand to the front of the mat. So my left leg is back, my right hand is in front, finding a bit of stretch, and then you switch. So left hand goes to the front of the mat, right leg goes behind you, stretching in two lines of space. Come back to center. Maybe press your right hand into the ground, left hand into the ground, come on to your, lift your knees an inch off the ground, and then lift your left hand and right foot, keep them floating. Maybe extend them all the way out to the corners of the room, and then come back and place them down. Lift your knees back up an inch off the ground, lift your right hand forward, lift your left hand to the back of the room so you're floating on your left hand and right toes, and then you come back down. Have a seat. Take your fingertips behind you, push your hips up to the sky, find a breath, or two, or three, and then come back down. We play with that action again of finding balance within those elements of strength. However, do not worry about alignment or anything specific like that at this moment. We're just waking the hands up, we're waking the toes up, and we're noticing what it's like to be asymmetrically balanced and adding strength into those spaces today. So, as the hands and feet find home, lift your knees off the ground, lift your left hand towards the front of the mat, your right leg to the back of the mat. Maybe your left knee comes a little closer to the ground, rolling your right shoulder over your wrist, kick and press, find wiggle and find the balance along the way, and then set the knees down for a second, take a breath, lift the knees up, and right hand goes to the front of the room, left hand goes to the back, and you press and lengthen as you breathe. Finding new territory, use your hands if you fall and come back to it. And then set your hands down, set your knees down, take your fingers behind you and push your hips open, finding your breath. Notice the space and strength starting to build, a little bit of warmth, a little bit of heat, and then Let's get back into that exploration. So your hands are nice and active. Your toes are nice and active. So push back into your downward-facing dog. And once you find your dog, take your legs to the corners of your mat. So what I mean is my feet are going to the left and right corners respectively. I'm bending my knees and I'm pressing my hips back. Feel that action today. Maybe move around left and right, bending your knees, rolling your hips in some capacity. You can look to the front, you can look to the side, you can look to the back. And once you find all your fingers and toes gripping into the ground, look forward, bend your knees, bend your elbows, and try to lean your chest forward. So you notice my elbows are going within my body and they're not opening out. So what I mean is they're not going this way. They're rolling into my body. My knees are bent. My tailbone flicks up to the sky. So like my butt kind of goes up to the sky. Now my knees and elbows are bent. I'm in this crouching tiger kind of shape, like a half downward facing dog, half crouching tiger, ready to pounce on my prey. And then I'm going to lean my chest out, as far out as I can, and maybe the nose touches the ground. And then maybe you push your way back up. Again, you do not take about 0. You can just be here. Maybe take 5. Notice how far you can go every time, touching the nose further out, keeping the elbows in check within the body, pushing back, exploring that space, keeping the knees and elbows bent. This must be number 4 for me. I'm going to go for one more. You could do as many as you like, testing your push-up capability. And then find your downward facing dog. Oh, that one's a doozy. This time inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky and roll your right hip open. So let's add a little bit of the mobility elements. Take your right foot somewhere behind you towards the left side and just start to move around. It doesn't matter where you end up. Roll the hip. You can open up into a wild thing. You can push back. As long as both your feet are on the ground and your hands can be anywhere. If you want to be on your bum and give your hands a bit of a break, that's also a wonderful place to explore. You can open up the right hip, or you can keep things floating. Use your right hand as you need, of course. Pushing, turning, rolling. And then switch sides, lift your left leg up to the sky, take it behind, and same idea. You test, you explore, you open, you weave and move. Do not worry about how this looks. We are looking for sensation. We are working towards opening some territory that we may do not know that we have as yet. And then, when that feels good, find your dog. We'll take a vinyasa to wash it out. Take a vinyasa in any way that you like. Otherwise, roll your spine into a plank as you inhale. Take your chest further out this time as you take the push-up. Drop your knees, drop your elbows, roll your chest up. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Sit down for a moment. Get your hands off the ground and take a moment to breathe. And come onto your knees. Tuck your toes. Sit back onto your heels. Lift your knees off the ground. So just, you're sitting on your heels. You're balancing for a moment. And it feels really good to get off the hands for a second. So strength doesn't only have to be in the upper body. It can be in other spaces as well. So find your balance for a moment. And now let's play. So try and take your knees further forward, as far out as you can. Maybe you hover like an inch off the ground. Keep your core active. Keep everything nice and easy. Nice and active. And come back up. We'll try that one more time. So the idea is I'm leaning my chest back to give me like a counterbalance. So my front line of my body is nice and long. So adding a bit of mobility into my feet and building a lot of strength along the way. So taking my knees forward, opening my chest, rolling my shoulders. Maybe you touch, if you touch, lift up again. And maybe you fall back, drop your knees, tap the fronts of your feet. Whew. Have a seat for a moment. Take a breath, Risano. How does that feel? Yeah, nice to take a bit of a break before we carry on. Strength is such an interesting idea because it's, for us, some of us building strength is easy, some of us it is really challenging. My question to you is, where do you find your limits of your strength? And how can you work into your mobility to enhance and upgrade those limits? Because strength can be limiting in certain aspects, and mobility is I'd say, the cherry on top that makes it so much more approachable by the end of the practice. So find your dog wherever you are. Walk into it. Notice if your toes are a bit more alive, if your hands are a bit more alive. And this time, inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky, and then step your right foot to the outside of your right pinky. So as you get here, you can turn your left toes in a 45 towards the left. Press your right hand down and peel your left hand open up to the sky. Now you have two options here. One, you can keep the hand pressing down and the other hand going up to the sky. Otherwise, make a fist with the right hand and punch into the ground and then punch into the sky. So you're pressing in two directions. Making the fist is wonderful because it gives you a place to channel that force and energy. Press your left foot into the ground. Now, as you find yourself here, you can be here and stay for a moment, or otherwise, press the right hand so much into the ground, punch into the ground like you're trying to tear a hole into it, and try and lift your right foot up like an inch or a centimeter off the ground, and then place it back down. That one's wild. Let your left fingers find a home. Let the fingers turn left and let your toes turn right. So my toes are going towards the right of the room, my fingers are going to the left, and then I peel open into an horizon lunge, so my hands open up first and then lean to the front of the room as I find my breath, and you weave into it, making space into the hip. And then slowly let the hands find a home on the ground. Lift your right leg up, find a home behind you, find a downward facing dog. We'll keep building, we'll keep flowing, adding strength and then mobility right after that. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the outside of your left thumb, or left pinky, my mistake. Take your left hand, maybe punch the ground. Turn your right toes over to the right, so in a 45, and open your right hand up to the sky. Notice if you make a fist with both hands, does that help you peel your chest a bit more open? Does that give you a little more space to work into? Punch your left hand into the ground so much that the left foot maybe lifts an inch or two off the ground. And just keep it floating for a moment. And then let it come back down. Your right fingers find a home facing right. Your toes turn left. And then you peel yourself open into a horizon lunge. Work into your hips. Take those moments to get off of the strength and into your mobility. Breathing. Press the left hand away like you're pressing a wall in front of you. And twist your left chest up to the sky. And then your hands find a home. And you push back into a downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe. And if you like, take a vinyasa. Inhale. Roll your spine into a plank. Take a push-up. Maybe your chest goes even further out. Dropping your knees back. Dropping your elbows. Rolling forward into an upward facing dog. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Keep the energy flowing. Keep the energy grooving. Let's keep moving. Inhale, if you can, by the way, now you can jump, you can make this a bit more playful. You're starting to build into it. So inhale, Lift your left leg up into the sky. Exhale. Take your... Sorry, I meant my right foot. Lift your right foot up to the sky. And then take your right foot outside your right pinky. Sometimes you get a little excited and carried away. Take your right hand, press into the ground and punch into the ground. Turning the left foot towards the left and peel yourself open as you breathe. Pressing the fist into the ground. Feeling that length in your spine as you do this. And press so much that you maybe lift your right foot off the ground. Feel that action. And then let it find a home. Left fingers turn left. Your toes turn right. And then you open your chest as you breathe. Finding that new capacity, that new space. Twisting, maybe peeling your right chest further open. And then your fingertips find a home, and you push back into a modified triangle. Finding new territory. Move around in your modified triangle. This ant wants to have me as a buffet. Well, once you find your modified triangle, slowly turn over to the left side as you work into your Skandasana in your left hip. So we turn from the modified triangle. It wasn't that smooth this time, but it will get there as we come back. So use your hands as you need. Find your Skandasana. Feel that length in your hamstring and pull your toes back as you do that. So keep the toes active, pressing the heel into the ground, pulling into your hamstring, opening up your hip, and then use your hands as you turn to the back of the mat. So you're facing backwards. Enjoy the view, right? And open up into your low lunge. Take your hands behind you. Maybe take them to a space well behind your eyes can see. Pushing your right hip forward. Opening, breathing. And then let that go. Turn all the way to the front of the mat. Stay low. Lift your right leg up to the sky. And find a downward facing dog. If you got lost along that journey, that's okay. We're going to try it again and then again and see how that shows up. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. You can float, fly, or teleport your left leg to the outside of your left pinky in some capacity. And once you do that, take your left hand, punch into the ground, turn your right toes right, and then peel your right hand open. Adding that strength to begin with. So press the left hand down so much that the left leg lifts up for a second. Pressing the hand down. And then you place the right fingers to the ground. Turn your left toes to the left and peel your left chest up to the sky, pressing the hand away. Breathing, opening up new territory, pressing into the right hand. And then slowly turn forward. Use your fingers on the ground. If this is too intense, use a block if you need. Pull your left hip back so you start to feel the length in your left hamstring in a modified triangle. Moving into that space. And when that feels interesting enough, turn towards the right hip as you sit into your Skandasana. Take your time, use your hands. Do not think about going to your deepest Skandasana. Take your time with finding something in this space, pressing the left hip down, working into sensation. So use the hands to explore. And then turn over the right knee as you face the back of the mat, finding a different view, dropping your left knee to the ground, pushing your left hip forward and opening your chest as your hands reach to the back of the room, actually technically the front of the room, maybe out of your eyesight. Notice if you can take the hands a bit out so you see the pinkies and then suddenly they disappear as you push your left hip forward And then you turn all the way to the left, staying low like a tiger. And then your hands find a home. Push back, downward facing dog. Roll into a plank as we take a vinyasa. From a plank, lean your chest forward, taking a push-up, dropping your knees, and then rolling forward as you inhale into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, come back, drop your knees onto the ground, have a seat for a moment, take a breath. Well, before we continue on, I'm going to take a bit of a detour. Headstand, forearm balance, any inversion of your choice. Take it just to recalibrate, just to feel something different before we move on. I'm going to take a pincher or a shoulder forearm balance. You can take whatever you like. If you need to get to a wall, go to a wall, take it. You have a few breaths. Go to a space that is inviting because you built up so much of strength in your shoulders, so much of a push in your armpits, so much of space in your upper body. If you are doing something interesting with the feet, maybe test that out. Maybe take the legs to a new place. You're here for about 3 to 5 more breaths. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment. Notice if that changes something. Maybe look up to the sky under you and let that go. Come back, have a seat. Find your seat. Take a few breaths in between. If you did try an inversion, good job. If inversions are still not part of your practice, it's okay. The next time you come back to this class, maybe you take an inversion. If you sat there and just stared at the screen wondering what the hell is this guy doing, don't worry about it. You know, it's just an intention. It's something that we work towards in our practice. We always are looking to push the boundaries of what we are capable of, and this is just part of my practice. Maybe you find something that works for you. Take your shoulders back, open up your chest, maybe place the fingertips behind you, pushing the hips up, opening up the front line. And let that go. Let's start to get into the flow. You know all the movements. You know where we're going. We're going to lift the right leg. Right leg comes to the outside of the right pinky. And everything flows from there. So you know where we're beginning, and you know where you're going to face the back of the mat, and then you're going to come back to the front. I might add some playtime along the way, but you know, we'll see how that goes. So wherever you are, find your down facing dog. You got this. We're going to go in flow for about 2 more rounds, and then we'll play with one little bit of action. So get to it, find your dog, look forward, look in between your thumbs. Inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Exhale, take your right foot to the outside of your right pinky. Once you get there, your left leg turns left. You punch into the ground with your right hand, opening things up, and try to lift your right foot up. Maybe take your right foot, tap it to your right tricep. Maybe take it down all the way to the ground. Maybe back to your right tricep. Place it down. Then take your left hand. Fingers go left. Toes go right. And you open up into your horizon lunge. I should have given you a heads up, but I kind of did. Open your right chest up to the sky. And then place your hands in between your right foot, finding your modified triangle. Push back. And then from your modified triangle, find your Skandasana. left hip, left side. Notice if you have something interesting. Maybe you drop your bum to the ground, dropping the left knee down, and then you lift back up as you twist into your left side, facing the back of the mat. Your right hand, both your hands open up to the sky as you push your hips forward, finding that space. And then you turn over to the right side, staying low to the ground as you find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, left foot to the outside of your left pinky. Take your time getting there. And then take your right foot facing right. Punch your left hand into the ground. Peel your right shoulder open. And lift your left leg off the ground. Maybe tap your left tricep. Tap the bottom of the ground. Tap your tricep. Place it back. And then your right hand. The fingers turn right, toes turn left as you peel yourself open. If you manage to get that, congratulations. If you're still working on it, good job for trying it. Smile as you fall, and then take your fingers in front of you. Find a modified triangle as you move into it. And then turn right, finding a Skandasana in your right hip. Sink into it. Notice if there is more spaciousness. And the Skandasana turns further right, finding yourself in a low lunge, opening your chest up and breathing. I forgot the Skandasana drop. We'll come back to it. We'll do it the next round. Do not worry about it. And then let your hands go. Stay low as you come all the way down. Stay as low as you can. Place your hands on the ground. Find a downward facing dog. We'll take it one more round and then we'll vinyasa. Inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Teleport your right foot to the outside of your right pinky. Immediately punch into the ground. Open up. Lift your right leg up. Maybe tap your tricep. Maybe tap the ground. Maybe tap your tricep. Maybe tap your ground. Maybe tap the tricep again. Place your hand down. Left hand faces left. Toes face right. And then you open up, peel open into your horizon lunge. Your hands find home, push back. Modified triangle. Modified triangle turns into a Skandasana left hip. That turns into dropping your bum to the ground, dropping the left knee down, lifting it up and turning towards your left side, finding your low lunge. Open up new space as you breathe. And then your low lunge switches you to the front of the mat as you stay low, and then you step back. Inhaling, lifting your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, left foot to your left pinky. Do not worry, this is the last round. Punch your left hand into the ground, peel your right hand open, float the left foot up, maybe tap the left tricep, tap the ground, left tricep, tap the ground, left tricep, tap the ground, and then step. Wow, right hand faces right, toes turn left. That was very tough. Acknowledge it. Open your chest to the left side. Maybe look under the left armpit. And then take your hands down. Push back. Modified triangle. Modified triangle turns into a Skandasana right hip. Find that action. And then drop your left butt cheek to the ground. Drop your right knee in, lift your right knee up, turning that into a low lunge as you face the back of the mat. Open that space, breathe into it, find something interesting, and then turn all the way forward. Stay low as you go, stay low, hunting the ground with your chest. Then you find a downward facing dog. And roll forward into a plank. We'll take a vinyasa. Take your chest further out in your plank. Take a push-up. Drop your knees. Take your hips back. And roll your chest forward. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Exhale. Child's pose. Wow. That one was sneaky tough. With a bit of mobility sprinkled in. Notice how you feel. Notice your heartbeat pulsing. Notice everything waking up. You're alive. You're here today. And if any of that stuff was too much, do not worry. Strength takes time to build. Strength and mobility isn't something that you show up and you ace. It's something that you build along your journey. So be excited about what you're capable of, and do not worry what does not work today, because you're just setting the pieces for success. We're going to find ourselves in a passive squat, so get there any way you like. I'm going to handstand into it, and then I'm going to come down into passive squat. You could take like a couple of frog hops, you can take 10 hops, 20 hops, maybe one big hop. Your choice. Find your legs outside your pinky fingers in a passive squat. Take it now. Take it now. Whoa. I overcooked that. I'm going to go for it again. So take your time with it. Play with it. If you're in a handstand, oh, I can feel my hands tired after all of that strength work. And that's a good thing because it's pushing me to my limits. And I'm slowly coming back into a passive squat. And sit into your squat. Adjust your wardrobe as you need. Move around in your passive squat, your malasana. Notice if you have a bit more space. Use the hands to take you a bit deeper. Maybe take the right hand out and peel open with your left hand in some capacity. You can even take a bind behind you if you like, but I'm kind of enjoying the peeling sensation more than the bind. Take your left hand in front and do something interesting. Maybe press the right hip away, the right knee. Coming back to your breath. And then we will take a circle wheel. Half circles are full. What I mean by a circle wheel is I'm going to take my left hand to the back of the mat. My left fingers turn left, so they face the side that I'm going to open. And then I'm going to push my hips up and peel open. And then I'm going to swing down, place my right hand down, right fingers face in, pushing my toes forward and opening my chest as I come down. Maybe you even complete the circle as you go around. Take whatever calls out to you today. This is your last bit of work, last bit of effort. Maybe half circles and you pause. Maybe you surprise yourself and complete it. Look at my hands if you're working on the full circle. My right hand faces in, my left hand faces out, so the fingers are facing each other. They're talking upside down. And I'm not even looking at my hands. I'm trusting my judgment completely. Last round for me. Last round maybe for you. Or maybe you have something more in the tank. Wherever you are, have a seat. Let the legs go out for a moment. Enjoy the view. I have a beautiful view of a lake in front of me. It's not going to show up on camera, but I'm in the mountains in Sri Lanka. It's a wonderful place to practice, and I hope you can feel that energy radiating from nature into your living room. If that circle wheel was a bit tough, or it's something that felt unapproachable, pause the video, take it in bite-sized parts, look at the movements that I was doing, where I was placing my hands, and maybe you start to understand where you need to go into that space. And I definitely will have a tutorial put up for it. And until then, make the best of it and use it to the best of your ability where you feel comfortable to build. We're going to take one back bend, bridge or wheel, whichever's calling out to you. Last bit on the menu, cherry on top, the dessert. All that stuff we did must have added so much more mobility. And I'm going to give you some things to try it along the way. So if it's a bridge, take a bridge. Otherwise, take a wheel, catch your feet, push your knees forward, push your hips up, place your hands down. And then push yourself up. Now to play with a little bit of mobility, lift your right leg up, maybe place it on your left foot, if that feels interesting. Maybe take a figure four, open up the hip, twist the right, and then switch feet. See if you can find that in your wheel. Maybe a bit of an interesting opening in your stomach. Maybe if strength is calling out to you, take a few wheel push-ups. Maybe come back down and then come back into your wheel. Maybe move left, move right. Tick-tock forward and back. Maybe bend your hands and try to touch each thumb with your head. And when you feel good, come back down. Let that go. You don't have to do any of those things if you found that mad. But if you did enjoy it, I mean, who am I to stop you from having a fun practice? Let's take a moment to breathe, knowing that the work is done. Knowing that the efforts you put in are showing results in so many ways. And slowly come back up into a seat. Take your right leg forward, left leg in, Janu Shirsasana. Maybe catch your right foot in some capacity, take your left hand on your left knee, and press and turn. Start to let go of the practice. I promise no more surprises. No more madness, no more games, just an interesting closing. Press the left knee down while you lean your chest to the front of the mat. Breathing in that space, finding length, finding territory. Notice how you show up in this moment. Maybe you want to take the left hand, catch the outside of your right foot in some territory, some way. Or maybe you're up here and you're catching your calf. Maybe you're further up catching your knee. It's all the same. Right? Just working into sensation. Explore that last bit of space. Maybe your hands go in between your legs. Maybe your hamstring feels a bit more alive. Maybe your lower back is a bit more open. That practice was difficult. However, it was also quite opening. If mobility is something you struggle with, maybe this practice is something to come back to. Maybe the pacing was too fast towards the end. However, that's where I'll keep talking. Switch sides, so left leg forwards, right foot back, right hand on right knee, and then bounce around. Maybe you feel a stretch in your right QL. It's a muscle that connects your your lower back to your, I cannot remember the word for this for the life of me. Well, it will come. You know, when you get that little word stuck in your head and it shows up very random. Sacrum. There you go. Thank you, brain. You are incredible. Your sacrum, it's a muscle that connects your lower back to your sacrum. So press your right hand down, lean into it, explore space, and maybe when you feel good, take the right hand, catch the outside of the left foot, move around, breathe. Feel that cross-diagonal stretch, the sensation in your body. And then maybe take the hands towards the front of the mat. I'm just going to turn a bit so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to move. Take your hands to the front. Lean in some capacity. Maybe your chest finds itself all the way down. And also notice in these final stretches, can you find something new? Can you find something interesting? Maybe a space that you've never visited before, right? Then gently come back up. Take your legs to the corners of the mat. Maybe a soft wee, maybe a straddle. Whatever feels good to you. And then gently lean into it. Usually stretching forward in a straddle is really difficult for me. But today, with all that opening, I'm leaning into such interesting places, which I'm really starting to enjoy. Move left, move right, or maybe just fall in. This is how we're going to close our practice today. This might be one of your deepest straddle poses to end, or it might be just one straddle pose on your journey in your yoga practice. In case this doesn't feel comfortable or you feel yourself a bit tight, take a savasana, lay down, take all the time you need to recuperate, to reset. Otherwise, a straddle is a wonderful place to close. So, thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope this class opened up new space, new strength opportunities, and something interesting in your mind. It's how I practice, and sometimes I know it can get challenging. However, set yourself up for success. You can do this. I started from scratch, and maybe you are too, and we all are at different places in our journeys in our practice. So I'm smiling to that, knowing that, you'll get to where you need to be. And this is just one journey along the way in a stream of journeys you're going to find. So let me know how this goes for you. Let me know how this class resonated, if you enjoyed the flow or if it was a bit too crazy. I would love to know your feedback and how you felt. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I had a wonderful time and I hope you did too. Peace.